Long ago, in a village, somewhere in the Tani lands of Arunachal Pradesh, there lived a happily wed couple. One day, word got around that the wife's paternal village has been ravaged by a disease. During those times, the village elders would often issue a decree forbidding any form of contact with the villagers suffering from the epidemic in order to protect themselves. The surrounding villages blocked all possible routes, hoping to stop the spread of the disease. This would continue for months, and soon a year had passed by. The elders decided that sufficient time had passed since the first news of the epidemic, and therefore social restrictions were now lifted. The wife was naturally very worried about her family, as it had been a long time since she last heard from them. The restrictions having been lifted, she requested her husband to inquire about her parents. The only way to do this was to pay them a visit in person, and so he set out on a long trek along with his faithful dog. Now, one of the customs of the region is that one should never visit one's in-laws empty-handed. So he packed a bamboo tube filled with salt and some meat to give to his in-laws. After a treacherous trek through mountains, valleys, and meandering rivers, he reached his destination on his fourth day. He was tired and expected a warm welcome, but the sight that greeted him left him speechless. The village was completely silent, but for the sounds of nature. There was no one in sight. A sense of eerie had engulfed the village, and in the dim light, he found his way to his in-laws' house. Inside, he found the skeletal remains of his in-laws. Deeply saddened, he dug a hole in the ground nearby where he buried them respectfully, his faithful dog looking on. He spent a long sleepless night that evening as the coral embers of the fire that he had lit died off. The house came alive with unseen voices. "Alas, our son-in-law has arrived. Say, what use are these gifts now? Had we been alive, we would have tasted it." The spirits wailed in grief and sorrow. His faithful dog stayed alert the entire night and barked into the darkness as if to ward off the spirits and to protect his master. With the break of dawn, he decided to leave the place and bid his final farewell. Asking the spirits of his in-laws for forgiveness, burdened with guilt and heavy heart, he began his homeward journey.